Hello everyone and welcome to the Math Bender. I'm Adnan Zaidi and in this section of functions we'll discuss about transformations. This is core A-level topic, but I'd recommend AdMath students as well to understand and seek how to draw multiple other different functions, keeping parent functions and their transitions in mind. Let's start. So on a basic level, let's say if I say y is equals to x squared, a quadratic function. So first understand how to write a syntax. So f of x is equals to x squared. We have already agreed upon that f of x is y. And if I say f of x plus 1, this means that x squared plus 1. And if I say f of x plus 1, this means that instead of x squared, I write x plus 1 whole squared. This is a bit of basic knowledge that you need to know before starting off. So if we have translation, and we need to understand translation is of four types: left, right, up, down. In basic terms, translation is just the movement of the curve. So on xy plane, a curve can only move in these four directions. And when it's moving in these four directions, the syntax in order to write and see that. So for example, if this curve, I just take an example that this curve is x plus 2 whole squared, x minus 4. Now if I say that what is f of x plus 1 going to be? So this is going to be a translation 1 unit upward. And when I say 1 unit upward, the y coordinate changes, because if the curve is moving up, the y axis is going to be changing. So let's say if we have the equation becomes, the initial equation was x plus 2 whole squared times x minus 4, which is now going to be, after the impact of f of x plus 1, this is going to be x plus 2 whole squared x minus 4, which was initially the value of f of x, and I just added plus 1. You can expand the bracket, you can apply the square, and then after opening the brackets and simplifying, you'll get some equation, but that's not the point of the lecture today. So this is going to be plus 1, so which means every point, this point here is going to be moving 1 unit upward, this point is going to be moving 1 unit upward, this point moves 1 unit upward, and so on. So if I just roughly try to sketch it, this is going to be something like this. Now this point, which was at negative 2 comma 0 b, is now going to be at negative 2 comma 1. This point here is going to be negative 4 comma negative 5 after moving 1 unit upward. The same goes with c, which was 0 comma negative 3 is now at 0 comma negative 2. This point here, which was at 4 comma 0, is now going to be at 4 comma 1. So can you see that the transition of the curve is just one? The whole curve moves. Every point which was located initially wherever is now moving 1 unit upward to complete the curve, but moving 1 unit upward. So if I say f of x minus 2, I'm just randomly putting these values just to give you an idea. So this is going to be translation 1 unit down. And if it is one moving 1 unit down, so you're subtracting the y coordinate. So initially our f of x was equals to which is after the impact of minus 2 is going to be x plus 2 whole squared x minus 4 minus 2. Each coordinate now moves one unit down. So this coordinate moves one unit down, just randomly roughly putting these values. So probably this is going to be, and if I sketch it, it will look like this. Something like this. So the coordinates that were, this here is going to be negative 4 comma negative 7. This point here, which was negative 2 comma 0 initially, is now going to be negative 2 comma negative 2. So this point here was actually, I was shifting one unit down. It's negative 2, which means negative 8, going 2 units down. So this point here, which was 0 comma negative 3, is now going to be at 0 comma negative 5, 2 units down. This point here, we don't have the coordinates, so we don't need to write that as well. So this will be 4 comma negative 2 after shifting 2 units down. So you just need to keep in mind the syntax, and then we can try working on other as well. So if I say f of x minus 2, so this curve moves and translates 2 units right, and f of x, which was initially x plus 2 whole squared times x minus 4, after the impact of x minus 2 in the bracket input. So instead of x, I replace it with x minus 2 in the bracket plus 2, which was outside, times with x minus 2 minus 4. And this eventually be x squared times with x minus 6. Now, moving 2 units to the right. So this was at negative 2, which means after moving 2 units right, this point reaches at this point. Here, this point reaches 2 units somewhere here. This point reaches somewhere here. 4 will reach somewhere to the right. I'm just trying to just make some sense out of it, just shifting this curve 2 units to the right. So this is going to be something like this. Something like this. Now this is going to be 6 comma 0. Point D moves 2 units to the right. Point C moves 2 units to the right, which makes it, which was initially 0 comma negative 3, is going to be 2 comma negative 3. Note that only the x coordinate is changing because it is moving left or right. So the point which was at negative 2 comma 0, after moving 2 to the right, is going to be 0 comma 0. And this point here is going to be at negative 2 comma 6. Let's take another example here. If I say x minus x plus 1, this is going to be translation 1 unit left. So every coordinate is going to move 1 unit to the left. So first let's look at what the equation is going to be. So x plus 2 whole squared and x minus 4, which was the initial equation, after the impact of x plus 1, it makes it x plus 1 instead of x plus 2 was as there, x plus 1 minus 4. It's going to be x plus 3 whole squared and x minus 3. Now, after shifting it 1 unit to the left, so this point reaches this point. So this here, after shifting left, may reach this point. This is going to be somewhere here after going to the left, and so as this point after going to the left will reach this point, and this after reaching. So I'll join these dots. Something like this. So the curve entirely moved 1 unit to the left. So write the coordinates. So the point D, which was at 4, 0, after moving 1 to the left is going to be at 3, 0. This point here, which is C, after moving 1 unit to the left is going to be -1, -3. This is going to be -3, 0, because after moving from -2 to the left 1 unit is going to be -3, and this point here is going to be -5, -6. So this is all you need to know about translation, and when it comes to translation I am just talking about left, right, up or down.